Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to OtakuChrisIsTalkin. This is your weekly Monday Otaku discussion, and this week's video is: would Stain approve of the Marvel Cinematic Universe heroes? I'm here with my boy Theo
Griffin.
You can follow both of us on Anime Amino, so myself, ChrisIsTalkin, or...
Well, I think it is Griffin.
I
forgot.
Yeah.
It's all Griffin.
It's all Griffin. So Griffin on Anime Amino, ChrisIsTalkin. If you do like this video, I do make regular content, so you want to subscribe. Do that good shit, anime reviews, otaku reviews, all that stuff.
The Instagram is Griffin Draw. Hey.
Alright, so what I'm going to basically do is go through the different Marvel Cinematic movies in the timeline order they've come. I won't go through every single one, but so for example, chronological, that's the word. This is why you're smart. I mean, also that top though, messages.
Man like Kuroko.
Alright, as we know, Boku No Academia right now is killing it in the anime game right now, to the point where we a lot of us believe that Izuku should be one of the big three up there with Luffy, and considering that Naruto and Ichigo aren't there anymore, it's kind of like there are spots. I probably might make a video about who should be in the third spot. Just quickly, who do you think should be in the third spot? He doesn't know! Alright,
it's too tight.
It's too tight.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. We'll save that for another video. But in this video, we'll talk about who is in the second spot, being Deku. And in Boku No Academia right now, if you're an anime only watcher, or even a manga reader, you would have come across the hero called Stain. And I personally think he's one of the best villains in almost most stories, most literature, personally.
Yeah.
Well, what's your thoughts on Stain?
Yeah. Because, like, the guy's obviously, like, clearly crazy. You know? Like, because he's trying to do a good thing in a really bad way. Like, you know? Like, he's just killing people. And yet, crime is going down and heroes are going up. What?
that is actually pretty mad. And I wasn't able to, per se, get the quotes, but I was able to get a bit of his information. So Stain's real name is Tsuzume Akuguro, so known as Hero Killer Stain, and I'll probably leave his Japanese name all there. So he believes heavily in his creeds and convictions, stating that they are needed in order to accomplish anything, and that without them, people are weak and will eventually die. And now he despises the current society the world is living in, and believes that the current society is overrun with fake heroes who are not truly being heroes. I kind of think that this is relevant for this topic, which is precisely why I wanted to talk about the MCU, being that Thor Ragnarok is around the corner. It's going to be pretty hype.
That's going to be sick. I'm so looking forward to that. Like,
it's actually going to be sick. But don't you think it's kind of a World War Hulk?
Yeah, it's got like vibes of it. You know, they quite clearly put themes like that were important from the comics, like iconic moments in the trailer.
Yeah,
to, like, kind of lure us in. You know what I mean?
So
I wonder how they'll use that.
We'll be kind of touching on like Hulk and Thor at some point later on. But if you do want us to be doing reviews and theories about other Marvel Cinematic stuff as well, let us know in the comment box down below. But for now, we will start with Iron Man. So this is quite an obvious one, but yeah, here's a little summary. After being held captive in Afghan cave, billionaire engineer Tony Stark creates a unique weaponized suit of armor to fight evil. By that, is that worthy enough to call yourself a hero?
It's like they've nicely left out a lot.
Yeah,
Iron Man's story there. Like they've nicely just chopped it down, so you don't really get the side of Tony that, yeah. Okay,
because this is Iron Man 1, all of us, I'm gonna presume almost everyone who watches this has probably seen Iron Man as well. Would have known that this is like more of the starting story. Was it the come up, or like the basically before he becomes Iron Man? So you don't really see him in his hero mode as much, because it's mostly focusing on inner turmoil and stuff. But at that point, I would say, I don't know. I guess he did it out of kind of, I don't know, I guess he was kind of being a hero, saving people by the end. But the reason for him becoming a hero, I would definitely say, is a thumbs down, because that's not worthy enough. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, he was already making weapons for militaries and just anybody around the world, you know? Like, he did try and take control of it from the corporation that was already made by his father. So, and he did try and stop the selling illegally. So like, I guess you can say like, it wasn't like Tony didn't care about the world at all, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it was his company. Hey. It was, he wouldn't have been in that situation if it wasn't for himself in the first place. So he would never have even been in the desert faced by terrorists, armed with his own weapons, if he had just shut off the military company.
Yeah, okay. So, so what are you going to say? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
And then
hero or not?
Used the technology just to make a really mechanized, like, gun-powered suit of armor to go and shoot down more bad guys. I don't know, you know. Actually, Stain might approve that he went all in.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's on a mission.
Is he worthy enough to be called a hero?
Nah.
Okay. Now, if we also put it in context of his position in the Avengers, that Iron Man, is he worthy to be called a hero?
Like, he is a hero, yeah, and he is a hero for the deeds that he has done, and for the things that he continues to strive for and do and whatnot. But the way that he goes about doing it is not like a superhero. Like, he talks to governments, he knows all the military leaders around the world, he like gets involved in like laws and acts and whatnot. Like, he's high in corporatism. He's trying to do the good thing because he's a good person, but he's not really a hero.
I agree. I agree with you. So on that note, I would give him a thumbs down again.
Yeah.
And yourself?
Yeah, it's a thumbs down.
So unfortunately,
superhero.
By Stain's methods and his ideal.
And I really like Iron Man, by the way, guys. I am a fan of Iron Man, but I am saying it how it is. Like, he's not a superhero.
Alright, second on this list is the Incredible Hulk. Because there's been several Hulks that have been out, I'm just going to just put them into one genre of all Hulks, pretty much. Would Stain approve of the Incredible Hulk being a hero? Especially his position in the Avengers?
Nah, man. This guy just murks cities like every day.
Okay, So I'm gonna presume that we're both in agreement for a thumbs down. Cool. Thor. Why am I doing this? All right. Thor. Is it Thor?
Thor.
I don't know. Thor. All right. Thor.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Would Thor approve of? No, that is not.
Would Thor approve of Stain? How many Stains does Thor wiped out?
Alright, would Stain approve of Thor as a hero? The powerful but arrogant god Thor is cast out of Asgard to live amongst humans in Midgard, where he soon becomes one of the finest defenders. Finest? Do they actually say finest? Do they mean like good looking?
Yeah. Finest.
Do you think that they've just got like
finest defenders?
Thor looking normal? Do you think they've got the rain scene when he's trying to hold up Mjolnir? Like. Alright, so from this, from the blurb, I would say no. I'd give him a thumbs down for being approved by Stain. So from this blurb, would Stains approve of him or not?
Nah.
Alright, I agree with him. I would say no, but why'd you say no?
He, like, once again, yeah, like, the destruction is incredible on a daily basis. Like, also, this guy often, he's off doing his own leadership things in Asgard. He's hardly around for the normal heroics. He's not really a superhero as well, you know? He comes to do the right thing at the right time because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Especially often when he does the right thing, a lot of smaller problems have been made. But
alright, so
gonna remake this building.
That is very true, but I'm kind of glad they're going to be touching on that in the, well, not they're going to be, they touched on it in Civil War.
Yeah,
quite a bit. That was one of the main themes right there. Alright, so sorry, got distracted, things outside. Alright, so next one, Captain America. So when he's got a few movies out. So in this one, it's Steve Rogers, a rejected military soldier, transforms into Captain America after taking a dose of the super soldier serum, but being Captain America comes at a price as he attempts to take down a warmonger and a terrorist organization. by that blurb, by that blurb, would Stain approve of Captain America in his ideals by that blurb?
There's a possibility of a yes. But by the blurb, nah.
But now Captain America himself in this movie, and
because of his motives.
Yeah.
But like, hey, if he actually got to know Captain America, right, and it wasn't just like the things that he had heard, if he actually like spoke to him or like found out about the story,
I would agree with you on that one. Captain America,
especially even his motives for becoming Captain America, like how he did it in the first place. I
fully agree with you. As you can see, we have a change of scenery because of life. All right, so next on this list, funny enough, is the Avengers Assemble in 2012. So once again, the blurb: Earth's mightiest heroes must come together and learn to fight as a team if they are to stop the mischievous Loki and his alien army from enslaving humanity. Alright, so from that blurb, what do you think Stain would say? Would Stain be like, yeah? Would you think he'd be like, I don't trust these guys?
Yeah, he wouldn't trust these guys. But also, what they did, the way that they did it, was kind of heroic. They jumped into a fight. They didn't really have to. I mean, it was their planet, so they had to. But like, you know, like they weren't like obligated beforehand. They weren't trying to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Would you let them continue be heroes? As the
Avengers that was in that movie. So
I kind of like to feel like, yeah.
I would agree with that. I would say yes, purely because I personally think that they went out their way to save the world, and nobody really asked them to, but they felt that they had that feeling. I mean,
okay, Nick Fury asked them to, innit? Like, I've got a whole plan, whatnot.
Yeah,
but like,
that did happen.
I don't know, would it all have gone down like the same without him in a way?
Yeah.
They would have just stepped up anyway. They are those kind of people, and things do just happen in their storylines where they just end up doing that. So they kind of would have ended up being those people. I mean, sure, without Nick Fury, nobody would have known beforehand. So like, likely it would have just been a whole big invasion, and they would have been fighting Thanos whilst he's on Earth. It would have been peak, but they would have done it anyway, you know? I think that's what the whole of the Avengers thing was about.
Yeah.
So they are kind of heroes in that group.
Alright, so he's on a thumbs up. So he sticks with a thumbs up. I'm going to agree with him on that sense. The Avengers collectively, I would say that they're doing their best to save humanity. Whether the corporate people behind that have the same ideals, that's a different question. But the Avengers themselves, I would say so.
Because afterwards, like, bare advertisements all across America and whatnot in their storyline, of course, like happened, you know, and there was like loads of posters and things that you could buy of the Avengers, like in the Avengers.
So the aftermath of it, probably not as much. Alright, so there's a few other Marvel movies, but they're all just repeats. So next is the Guardians of the Galaxy. Would Stain approve of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Nah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say just no. Nah, they're way too cocky.
What are they about?
No, what are they actually about? If you really think about it, as heroes, what are they actually about?
The Guardians of the Galaxy. What are they guarding?
Who asked them to? What are they guarding? Alright, so we're in agreement.
Can they guard a planet?
Yeah, I think they should start small. Maybe they should start guardians of their ends of their road.
I mean,
and then work their way up.
See how it goes from there.
Alright, so next we have Ant-Man. Alright, armed with a super suit with the astonishing ability. How's he gonna say no already?
I'm sorry, you got this by doing how?
Okay.
I stole it.
Okay, it's right. So it's just going to be a no from now. We just know straight up. Doctor Strange. Have that thought. While on a journey of physical and spiritual healing, a brilliant neurosurgeon, what the hell? Yeah. Neurosurgeon is drawn into a world of mystic arts. So I would like to say,
it's really awkward to say, isn't it? But he's not a hero.
He's not a hero. I mean, but he started off kind of being a hero, being a doctor or a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
But was he doing that for himself, or was he doing that because...
Eventually, man, yeah.
Eventually,
he was so good at it, you know.
I would say at the end of it, he is kind of a hero, because remember, he kept on going on a loop. Well, yeah, so don't want to go into spoiler territory, but for those of you who have seen Doctor Strange, know that at the end, I think he was quite the hero at the very end of Doctor Strange. Yeah? I was close, almost had a spoiler there. So I would say yes, purely because at the end of it, when he is Doctor Strange, the way he is and the actions that he does, I personally think were very hero-like, and Stain would appreciate somebody who does what happened at the end of Doctor Strange. Keeping it spoiler-free.
That takes a lot of guts, you know?
A lot of guts. Alright, so... Oh.
Are we already here?
Oh, already here.
Oh.
Alright,
cool. Well, it was Guardians 2 after that.
Yeah, and then says Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
So yeah, so we haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, obviously not, and then one after that is Black Panther. But yeah, since we haven't seen those, and this is about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, let's not go further. But
should we guess off of the comments?
Should we guess? All right.
Just, Black Panther is the
let's
interesting one.
Alright, so Black Panther, 2018. T'Challa, after the death of his father, the king of Wakanda, returns home to the isolated, technologically advanced African nation to succeed the throne and take his rightful place as king. There's nothing there that says he's a hero.
About a hero. And yet he does a few heroic things.
Yeah.
And heroing in Wakanda. In the comics, obviously we haven't seen the film in it, but in the comics.
In a way, the fact that somebody who's supposed to be king is putting themselves on the front lines, I would say that is very heroic, because most kings put their pawns first and they take a step back so that they're safe.
But he actually does the complete opposite. He puts himself first every single time.
Yeah, and somebody who's of that,
and the people of his kingdom love him. He's the opposite of a lot of these other guys out here.
I'm gonna say a thumbs up for Black Panther.
Yeah, I think you would rate him.
So I think
he's basically Marvel's All Might anyway. In terms of personality, that is in terms of body, obviously, All Might is like 4 or something. You know what I mean? But in terms of personality and how the people are, it is Black Panther. They love him.
Exactly. So that was that. What are your thoughts of any of the team-ups that have come up in this video? Leave your thoughts down below in the comment box. Once again, if you want to follow us on Anime Amino, Griffin. But once again, Berserk is sick. Yeah. So Griffin, ChrisIsTalkin, and subscribe for my weekly videos and my Monday stuff, and hopefully anything else, all that good stuff. Sorry that this has been hella awkward. We have been moving around. I don't know what the hell's even going on. I'm just gonna we're dancers as well.
Don't tell them everything.
Alright, okay. No. Soon come. Alright, have a good day, guys. Peace.